Hi there, and welcome to Draw With Me. I'm Danny Gregory, and it is a pleasure to see you. We get together here every Thursday. I'm sure many of you have been here before, but for those of you who are brand new, we get here every Thursday, and we spend about an hour drawing something that JJ and I have randomly picked. So, speaking of which, here's JJ.
Hi. Hi. We look like we're in like nightclub.
I know.
Danny's redecorating his studio a little bit.
Yes, I'm hanging the disco ball later today, and yes, it was time to finally, think about the studio. Haven't done that much. So yes, we were away last week, or I was away. JJ was here, and I went to Los Angeles to see my son and to get out of the damn heat.
But I feel like giving folks 2 weeks to do those Wizard of Oz spreads.
It's helpful, right?
I mean, wow, guys, that one struck a chord.
I know, there were so many.
And
it was also
and
like
they were all great.
And they were also like, a lot of people had designed the whole page and had really, really thought it through. So congratulations on a fantastic cavalcade. Maybe we should take off more time.
We won't.
Okay, we won't. So yes, we have lots of friends here today. We've got, a lot of people, fewer people from Europe this week, although we do have BP coming here from Berlin. And we have, we have Lac de Cygne in France. But then we also have a lot of people here like Karen or Queenie here from Pennsylvania, and Jess from Texas, and yes, Kelly and Dave Stewart and Jennifer in North Dakota. And Cindy in Florida. So lots of people from lots of places here. Nice to see you. We have Christina from Nicaragua.
Wow, that's might be nice. First, Christina.
Yes. And who else? We have Archana from India. Wonderful. I think it's maybe people from outside the United States take a second longer to be alerted by YouTube. Maybe that's what it is.
Possibly.
Anna from Spain is now here. And yes, and Beith from Germany. Lorraine says that we look like stars from the silver screen.
Lorraine one time flubbed and said something that she perceived as a dig at me, and ever since has been effusive.
But you do. You have a kind of a Veronica Lake vibe going on today.
You put a little curl in the hair.
Yes, you look very beautiful.
It's so hot here. It is so hot. It's hard to really motivate to do anything.
It's true. Luana is also here from France, and Noha from Egypt.
Cool.
And Jeff Schinkel from California. So, yes, lots of folks here. And Angela says that you look like you just had your haircut recently, and now here it is again.
I know, my hair grows like a weed.
Not like weed.
That could you, and then you could chop off little bits and sell it to your friends.
Yeah, that's just what we should be doing. So today, Hasnain from Pakistan. Yes, so good. Well, welcome. That is where I grew up in part, in Pakistan.
In Lahore.
So, all right. Well, and Sonia from Zurich. So good. If you're from an exotic place, we'll call you up here. Not that Zurich is necessarily that exotic, but yes.
It's nice. We like our global hug. We comment on it.
Yes, it's nice to have, because I think it's important for all of us to recognize that people all over the world are drawing, that we're all learning to draw and working on our drawing together. And I think that that's part of the fun of Draw With Me, is that we have lots of friends everywhere doing it. We are not alone in doing this, and it doesn't really matter how long you've been doing it or what you think your skill level is. You have friends who are on the same journey. We're like a bunch of people going on the same journey, and hundreds of us get together each week to do it, including Nicole Jackson. So good. So today we have
old favorite.
Yeah, it's the one that we've done before because we just keep coming back to it because we like it so much. So I don't know, I think the most recent time we did it was almost a year ago. So we do have some time to explore it. So basically what we're going to do is we are going to draw some easy portraits. I think they'll be easy. So this is our textbook for this week, which is the 1957 edition of the La Cuesta Yearbook.
Which I think we just got in a thrift shop, right?
Yeah, we bought this, and it is the yearbook for Arizona State College in Flagstaff, and it's just full of good pictures. And here we have Melvin T. Hutchison, known as Hutch.
Now, do you think it's easier to draw from a black and white photo? Is that part of it?
I do.
Okay.
I think it makes it simpler, but I think it's also what I like about this is you have lots of faces, and they're kind of in similar size, straightforward, and there's just lots of them. So these are faculty, and they also I just love the look of people from this period. Great glasses and suits and
well, because people kind of dress up for photos, right? I think people don't.
I think people dress up all the time.
Right, but I mean, you wouldn't
particularly for a photo,
get your yearbook photo without.
Well, now there'd be a lot of
putting effort
and
in.
people putting their tongues out and people. No, I don't know. I haven't looked at a yearbook recently, but I think that these people. What I love about it also is that you have people who they look old, but they're probably really young. Right? There's something about the hairstyles, the makeup styles, that people just look like they are.
Well, because I think people wanted to look older.
I think it's just. I think it's also
the styling was like you wanted to project like you're, ready to launch into the world and have independence and.
And I think also you went from being like a child to being an adult. Like being a teenager was sort of like a shorter, less intense period. And also, I think that the hairstyles and the makeup styles, people continue to have those, and we associate them with older people. So you look at this woman, right? She's a junior. So she's a junior in college. So she's 19, 20 maybe, but she could be like 50. just
nice.
Style. No,
right,
that style
right.
isn't.
I think it's the pearl necklace.
You wouldn't see a lot of 20-year-olds looking like this today.
True.
Right.
But I mean, I'm going to say something controversial, which may or may not. I don't mean it to be unkind, but we were looking at some graduation photos, and it's very. I mean, I guess it's a social media thing, but the young people are endeavoring to look alike.
No, there's that too.
Like even down to they all have a similar kind of outfit with very small sort of differentiation, but they want the same hair, they want the same jewelry, they are not doing individualism.
We are all unique individuals. Yeah, but also one thing about this period is also the glasses
and lack of mustache and beards.
That's true.
Maybe we're going to get a dean or somebody who's got a little bushy beard.
They're all clean shaven, and if you look at just the glasses. Look at him, James Arvin Randall.
Great name.
Right.
Bow tie. Love it.
Milford Sanderson.
Love it.
Yeah. So.
Pre-engineering.
Yeah. So these are phys ed majors.
He's stunning.
I mean, who does that look like?
Like a movie star.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, highly individualistic and. People, getting gussied up for their photo.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's also just from a drawing point of view. You've got portraits, nicely lit, no clutter in the background, simple to draw. Obviously they're still faces, but also you don't care about making them. Look, there's the king and queen.
So how many?
You don't care about them being, accurate because nobody knows who these people are.
Right.
Nobody knows Buster Madriaga, the running back.
Do you want to give a little advice on how many you think are going to tackle on your page?
Yeah, I think I have 8 lined up, so I'm thinking.
Whoa.
5 minutes apiece.
Wow. Okay. Are we going to time them, or are you going to freeform?
If you could keep a rough eye on the clock, that would be good.
You betcha.
So we've got 8. We don't have to do all 8, and you don't have to do all 8 if you feel like I'm rushing. And also you might want to be prepared to take a screenshot if there's somebody who you want to spend more time on, take a screenshot when I put it up there, and that way you can keep working even if I've moved ahead. So, all right. So what I've done is I've taken photographs of several of these pictures from the book, just so we have them up on screen, like this. So there's our first subject, Robert Mills.
You want me to get that off your desk? I'm really worried about that big glass of water you have going on.
It's good.
Oof, we're in the danger zone over here.
All right, so here's Robert Mills. And
all right, I'm going to start a 5-minute timer.
Yeah, I'm going to draw with the brush pen, so I'm going to probably move pretty quickly. And yeah.
Now, what would you call this? A buzz cut? A flat top?
A crew cut.
A crew cut. That's right. I wouldn't have thought of it, but that is what it is.
I mean, I don't think they refer to it as a crew cut anymore, but yeah, he's got a crew cut. Bob Mills.
That's Robert to you.
Well, I was just thinking about a band that was kind of big in this period was the Mills Brothers. Have you ever heard them?
I'm sorry to say I haven't.
They're sort of a pre-rock and roll. Back in the days when they would have like quartets. So I don't think they played any instruments, but they would, yeah. Mid to late 50s.
Yeah, what year was this yearbook? 57. 57. Yeah. So these are folks who might still be with us.
57, they're probably my mother's age at this point, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're probably 80-ish. This is also the generation that went to Vietnam, the men.
But less so if you were a college student, right?
That's true, yeah. Well, this is actually
a college graduate. This is
pre-Vietnam too. This is pre-Vietnam. This is Korea.
Oh, good point.
Now you have a vague sense of the time, right?
You have 3:15.
Okay. Bob Mills. What became of him?
You know, it's sort of a name without great distinction. So I could Google it, but I mean, how many Robert Millses?
There's a lot.
Yeah, it's.
So he's from Goodyear. What do you know about Goodyear, Arizona?
I mean, it's a bit more of a rural.
Is it like
it's a suburb of Phoenix? No. It's just off of.
We've driven past it.
Yeah.
We have, yeah.
I mean, I would say in the 50s would be farming.
So do you think it had anything to do with Goodyear, the tire company?
I don't think so. I honestly don't know.
Seems like a weird coincidence, if not.
Yeah. So NAU, Northern Arizona University, is in beautiful Flagstaff, Arizona, which is due north of Phoenix, and it's at quite an elevation. It's forested pine trees, and if you go up there, you sort of feel like you're in the Pacific Northwest. Like it's. Mm-hmm. I mean, people sometimes picture Arizona and they think of it as a big desert, but Arizona does border Colorado
and Utah.
Right? But you think of Colorado and you instantly think like.
Yeah, you don't think of desert in Colorado.
Pine groves, yeah, exactly. So. Northern Arizona, I mean, Arizona is a pretty big state, and it has a lot of diversity. There's high desert, there's low desert, and, Flagstaff, Mount Humphreys, where there is a massive telescope, it's like 8,000 feet. It's big, and it snows, but it's a lovely place. It's, as you can imagine, it's a lot cooler than Phoenix, and it really only takes a couple of hours, like it's due north of us.
Well, we're going to be going sort of in that area, aren't we?
We're going to go to a place called Prescott, which is spelled Prescott. But people here in Phoenix pronounce it Prescott. Don't know why. It's just a thing.
Everybody has their own way of doing things here in Arizona.
Tradition.
It's true.
Tradition. That's how you know if somebody grew up in Phoenix, how they pronounce Prescott.
Yeah, it's definitely a regional thing. Or they,
All right, you've got 30 seconds.
so I should probably say Prescott. So there's no confusion.
Someone named Rogue Rook 762 just commented, "You the man, Danny."
Yeah, Rogue's an old buddy of mine. One of the many rogues that I associate with. So, yeah. All right.
I think you did old Bob well. Like,
Serviceable job?
yeah. Whoa, hey now. Hey now.
All right, time's up, folks.
Time is up. And on to the next.
There's Bob. So what I just did is I drew him with ink with a brush pen, and then I went over with a little bit of Payne's Gray watercolor. Just to add.
Oh, I thought it was Sumi.
Yeah, it looks like Sumi, but I just didn't have any handy, so I just used watercolor. So.
Oh, we just got a first timer. And
right.
she. Welcome.
Welcome.
We were looking for a first timer. We always like to find a first timer.
Right, I made his face a little longer than he is. But
I think you were going to give him a little diet. He was on a diet. He got those
I
Zempic.
slimmed him down a bit.
Yeah.
He was looking a little chunky. All right, Bob, we're moving on.
Who's next?
Next is Blanche Evans Van Osdal.
Great name.
Yeah.
Sounds very posh.
So I'm going to draw her over here.
Oh, look at that. I mean, on every level, fabulousness.
I mean, she has a great smile.
She looks happy.
Yeah, she's happy.
I love those kind of glasses.
She's from Phoenix. These are cat's eyes, sort of. Aren't
Yeah, and they look like they have like a little
Diamante.
a little flare in the corner.
Yeah, she's chipper. Blanche. Not a lot of people named Blanche anymore. It's, I think, it's sort of a Tennessee Williams association that I have with it now.
Well, it was one of the Golden Girls, right?
I guess because it's very much of that era. I've kind of distorted her face a bit, but. She has great waves in her hair.
Yeah, she probably had pretty curly hair to be able to get that a little bit pompadourish. I just Googled to see if I could find anything about her, but it didn't tell me much.
I bet she didn't remain Blanche Evans Van Osdal.
I know. I mean, that is the issue, right?
She's probably changed her name.
When you are a female in 1957, you're probably going to become Blanche Evans something else.
Maybe Mills.
Yeah. I mean, she is a junior and he was a sophomore. So that would be a little bit
She was
scandalous.
robbing the cradle. She was a cougar.
Little Oh, we found another first timer, Susie Wallace. Welcome. So practicing portraiture in this way,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of, how does it pay off?
You know, I'm an incredibly wealthy man thanks to my ability to draw teenagers from the 50s. It's incredibly lucrative.
All right, I'm going to go back to clipping off the ends of my hair and selling it.
Can you explain a little bit more what you're asking me?
Well,
I'm just...
I can't explain it more.
Come on.
I just mean, there's like the art of portraiture sometimes comes packed with a lot of expectation and stress because you really want it to look like the person. But I think when you take these kind of contrasty black and white photos, and they're people from, time and place that aren't going to be offended, right? Like if you really turned Blanche into an old battle axe, she's just not going to be mad at you. So I was trying to tee it up for you to give that kind of an answer, but
okay. I think you did a good job.
No,
I mean, I think that's. I mean, part of the reason why it's fun to draw from these old books, as I mentioned before, is you're not concerned about that. But also, to me, I'm just not interested in having a likeness of this person. I don't even know who they are.
Right.
But it would probably be great if I could knock out a real replica of them, but it's not essential. It's just fun to kind of draw a face and then color it in, honestly. And if it doesn't quite look like the person, whatever. I mean, this one is a bit not so, but it's early, I barely had coffee. Getting into it. All right.
Yeah, Catherine comments, no tattoos. I wonder, out of the entire
Blanche
yearbook,
did.
how many people have...
I've heard that Blanche had a full...
a sleeve.
She had a tramp stamp.
Danny.
What?
It's a very unkind thing to say.
Isn't that what they're called?
Well, yeah, but it's still unkind.
She's Blanche, she was known for that.
So the Golden Girls, the Blanche was the saucy vixen, right?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
What?
So all right. So here we've got Herb Gregg, or Mr. Gregg, or Dr. Gregg, who was a phys ed professor and the head basketball coach. And I think he's got that vibe, right?
Yeah, I do agree. He looks sportif.
He does.
Some phys ed teachers have a bit of a meanness to them, but this guy looks kind of pleasant.
I'm going off reservation, off menu.
Okay, I'm going to start the timer.
Yeah, go ahead. You ready? Yeah. I'm feeling like I want to go looser, and I was just worrying too much about getting them to look right now. I just don't want to do that. I don't care about...
Laura mentions her noses never look right.
Well, a nose is just another shape, so I think you just need to slow down and look at it.
So are these the tempera sticks?
That's a tempera stick.
Your fave.
Yeah, my current fave. Do you think he was a winning coach?
I mean, I'm not sure it's the type of educational institution that recruits heavily like the star players.
Right.
I think we're more into like forestry up there. But it's hard to say.
So they didn't have a lot of Nike sponsorships and stuff like that.
I mean, did anyone have a Nike sponsorship in 1957?
Probably not.
Not even Phil Knight. Whoa, Nancy is on the Google. All right. Coached lumberjack basketball teams from 1950 to 1974. That's long. Won 6 conference championships in the New Mexico and Frontier conferences and compiled a 298 to 288 record. So 50-50. That's cool. Good stat.
All right, Herb. Congratulations. Where is he now?
Also coached baseball and golf and was an assistant football coach. See, that's the thing. You know, back then you didn't get to like silo. You had to coach all the sports.
Yeah. Well, he was a professor of physical education. I mean, he might have been teaching gym teachers, you know? Future gym teachers. Have you been timing this, by the way?
Yeah, you've got 1 minute and some change, a minute and a half.
All right. There he is.
You gave him a bit more hair than
Yeah. Who doesn't want a bit more hair?
being a bit generous on that hair.
See, the way I look at it is I'm using his face as a kind of starting point, and then
Making it your own.
yeah, just kind of going with it. Yeah.
Jennifer says he has a Kevin Costner look, which I can see. I can
He
see.
does. Did Kevin Costner ever play an actual coach?
I mean, Field of Dreams, was he a coach?
No, he was a writer.
Oh, right, yeah.
Have you've kind of changed your tune on your antipathy towards him, right? I've talked you out of it.
Yeah, no.
No.
Still not into it.
Still not into it. He's an American treasure. Herb Gregg, and maybe we're related. Herb Gregg? What do you think? No? Probably not. All right, I think we're moving on.
Whoa, hey now.
There you go. See, that's perfect timing. All right, so now we've got Mr. Osborne, Professor of Industrial Arts. I mean, look at that look. That guy's got a look. I might have to go to a second page.
It's interesting because on camera, your drawings don't look as big as they are. When I look at your page, when I give your page side eye, I can see that their scale is not what one might expect. Because you're working in a 9 by 12 kind of book, right?
Yeah. He has something a little Herman Munster about him.
Square face, rectangular. What do you call that? Lantern jaw?
He does have a good jaw. Good glasses. What is industrial arts exactly? Is it like...
I think it's like shop, right?
Oh, really? And that's a very highfalutin term for a shop. Do you think he was a good teacher?
Sure. He's the head of the department, right? You got to be good to get to that status.
I guess it depends on how big the department was. Could be it was just him.
No.
And Jose.
I think anytime you get to the head of the, it's like you got to give credit where credit is due.
So Francis C. Osborne, M.A. Has anybody found out anything about him?
I mean, again, it's not that uncommon of a name, right?
Well, is in the world of industrial arts?
All right, Francis C. Osborne.
Francis, maybe Frank.
Flagstaff. Up. Shoot. Found it. Found an obit.
Oh, okay, so he's no longer
He was
with
a
us.
Navy veteran and of World War II and the Korean War.
Yeah, he has that look.
He went by Carl, oddly.
Yeah, that's his middle name. Francis Carl
Oh, there you
Osborne.
go. There you go. Okay. He was the assistant chief electrical engineer with the Los Angeles Department in Power, retiring in 1980.
So he taught on the side then?
I don't know. I can't say. Can't say.
Los Angeles. Maybe one day he was like, you know what? It's time to put my skills to work in Los Angeles.
He was born in Flagstaff. He lived in Corvallis, Oregon, which is near Portland. And I don't know. Doesn't say much about L.A. other than
what was he
was
doing in here in 1957 then?
He was born in Flagstaff.
Okay. Clearly was still working there though. How's our time?
You have 40 seconds.
Los Angeles, Corvallis. So he was, you said he was an engineer, right?
He was a chief electrical engineer with the Los Angeles Department and Power. That seems like a typo.
Why?
Is it Los Angeles Department and Power?
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a typo. You know,
Okay, you're done.
I don't
And
want
you're out.
no typos in obits.
And you're out. Okay, stop it. Stop it.
All right. That's Carl. Now we've got Millard Kinney. Now Millard Kinney seems very enthusiastic. Right?
Are we having all men?
We just drew
This
Blanche.
This is the fourth man.
Yeah, we're drawing men. It's a man's world. At least it was in 1957. This guy's very chipper. Don't you think? Pep Squad, probably.
I have a, yeah, he does look chipper.
Millard Kinney.
Very nice smile.
Very nice.
Very nice. Instructor in music.
Yeah. Millard Kinney.
Millard, not a name you hear much anymore. Out of fashion.
But he was probably named after the president.
True.
His parents were big film
Oh, Nancy, here she is, fast on the keyboard. Mr. Kinney was born in Ontario, Oregon. Okay, another Oregon. Okay. That's interesting. They go from one
rural
pine grove to another in Flagstaff. He conducted the Shrine of the Ages Choir, Madrigal Singers, University Singers, Oratorio Society, and the Vocal Jazz Ensemble Splinters. He also taught piano, voice, conducting, arranging, and musical education courses. That's very cool.
Nothing about his private life?
He taught at NAU from 1955 to 1983, known for his dedication to his students and music.
Seems like a very nice man. And chipper. Seems like it was a pretty good university. a dedicated staff.
It said Mr. Kinney developed first-rate choirs of all types. His splinters did several USO tours abroad. Following his retirement, Mr. Kinney served for 10 years as the minister of music at the Church of the Beatitudes in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, we know that church.
Yeah, so that's a Catholic church. And they have a assisted living facility that we looked at for my mom.
I wonder if he's still there.
No, he's no longer with us.
Oh, this is his obituary, obviously. So therefore, we may conclude from that. All right.
I like your one little like spit curl you have going on the side there.
Yeah, I noticed that too. He has kind of a pompadour, so you look like he's Brill cream.
Was it a little dabble, do you?
Yeah. Time check.
Oh no, did I not set a time? I didn't set a timer.
Okay, this feels like we're done.
I think you jammed through that one very quickly compared to the rest. All right,
I was inspired by him. He is a...
I think the main thing about him is his smile, and I think you captured that, right?
Yeah, he's chipper. I mean, as always, I reinterpreted his face to my own specifications.
I think you gave him sort of a long, thinner face. Yeah. Like he has more of a wide
he's a
forehead.
More boyish.
More like a triangular face.
I kind of did a silly putty face stretch to it.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I'm proud of it. All right. Moving on from Millard.
All right, I will set a timer this time.
Here we go, guys. Moving on to Marilynne Yestea.
All right, timer set.
Freshman from Winslow with an extremely good pair of glasses.
Oh my God, rock solid.
Right, look at those glasses.
They look like they have on the arms. They have jewels, maybe.
I just want to draw the glasses.
Yeah, they're cool.
They also kind of swing down, and then they swing back up again on the other side of their face.
I mean, they're quite small.
Yeah.
You know, like she has a round face, and they're small, angular glasses. I visited Winslow recently, and I went to the Standing on the Corner.
Yeah, we were just talking about Winslow and maybe going there again, right?
Well, we were talking about where we might stop over when we go to see friends who just moved to Santa Fe.
So Winslow appears in 2 songs, right? Not Tucson, but 2 songs.
Take it easy.
But also, isn't it in Route 66?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the lyrics to that.
Chuck Berry
Get
song.
Get your kicks. But like all the cities on Route 66 are in that song, aren't they?
Certainly a lot of them are.
So it was interesting. We stayed, I actually went with a girlfriend late 2023. And we stayed in this really cool old hotel that was full of art. And it was a place where it was a destination for people who like to do train spotting, right? Because the trains come through that route. And I'm talking about freight trains. So it was, they have like a viewing platform, and I think there is such a thing as like train spotting tourism. People that want to come and just see like the, big trains rolling through.
Possible future topic for Draw With Me.
A train would be pretty fun to draw.
I was going to say famous train spotters.
Oh, I don't know. Do they achieve fame? That is a question.
They do in the train spotting circles.
But yeah, sort of a cool thing to do.
So she's wearing a turtleneck with what looks like a silver necklace on top of it.
Yeah.
Do you think she's Native American?
Yes, I think it's possible. Or Hispanic, or both.
So, have you looked up Yesteas? The Yestea family?
Mm-hmm. Again, it's hard with ladies because they changed their name.
She maybe didn't. Maybe she's a right-on, independent lady.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not finding it.
No, not even any mention of that name, Yestea.
Why I didn't? I mean, I've got a limited Google going on here.
Yestea.
Hard to say.
All right. We tried to honor her memory.
Heather mentions she's so pretty. She is pretty.
Yeah.
Only a freshman there, so probably what, 18?
I don't think I did her justice, but a lot of these people are the first people in their families to go to college, don't you think?
Probably.
1957.
Okay.
All right.
You going to a new page?
No, I think I'm going to squish. We've got 2, 4, 6. I think I can fit 2 more people in here somewhere. They may be tiny. Like this guy, Jim Cook.
Jim Cook kind of looks like Bob.
Maybe.
Oh no, I'm just looking at Bob. I was looking at somebody
Bob
else.
Mills. No.
No, he kind of looks like the coach.
Possible.
What was the coach's name?
Are you talking about Herb Gregg?
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah. Right, I'm going to draw him small. I'm going to do a different approach to him, I think.
You're using a fine liner?
Yeah. I bet you can also find yearbooks like this on eBay easily. You know, a couple dollars. But I have to say this. I mean, there are yearbooks where I've drawn virtually every person in the yearbook. It's just like a really good way to practice.
It's a good way to practice.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, what do you pick up these things that are pennies on the dollar? I mean, when we bought this in the thrift store, it was probably 5 cents, 10 cents, right?
I don't think anything is 10 cents.
All right, let me see if I got it.
I think we bought it at that giant book sale. Remember that one at the...
Oh yeah, Phoenix has this thing called the Visiting Nurses Book Sale. And yeah, there's no price on it. I mean, honestly, it was close to free.
I don't think anybody's saying, yeah, I'd like to have a yearbook, but boy, I know that they would be really expensive. You know how much you'd have to pay for it in 1957?
You still have all of your yearbooks, don't you?
Yeah, but that's the problem is like the yearbooks that I have from my school, they don't have this charm, and they don't have my school. They didn't have these kinds of official portraits. Even your yearbook, right? We still have your yearbook around.
Yeah, we have portraits.
Right, but mine didn't. What mine had was every senior got a page in the yearbook. They had a whole page, and you could do whatever you wanted on it.
That's because you only had 30 people in your class.
True. So everybody got their own page, and then you could put in inspirational quotes. You could put, whatever.
Oh, I think Nancy has found Mr. Cook's obit. James E. Cook had a fascination with Arizona, a curiosity he let loose across the vast landscape of the state, boots on the ground, exploring the well-worn spots known to many and the tiniest of nooks discovered by the few. He was a storyteller, from the shaggiest of shaggy dog stories to the briefest of quips. Cook enjoyed a good conversation to share his adventures, but he found great comfort in the solitude of getting his thoughts across on paper. For more than 30 years, he wrote for the Arizona Republic, but also crafted several books, including Arizona 101, an irreverent short course for new arrivals. And his 10th book, Half a Sack of Cats, published in 2011.
Half a sack of cats. Is that a recipe?
Oh boy.
Yeah, that sounds... half a sack of cats.
Half a sack of cats. All right.
I wouldn't give you a half a sack of cats for this guy.
Oh no, I didn't start the timer.
Oh well.
I have one job here.
It's all right.
Folks.
It's all
one
right.
job.
It's all right. I'll just go by my. I'm like a Olympic athlete, track and field athlete. I can totally pace myself and know exactly.
I got to know about half a sack of cats. Half a sack of cats.
I wouldn't give half a sack of cats for that guy. That guy wasn't worth a half a sack of cats.
It's a version of his raffish youth.
Oh, really? So maybe he talks about his days in Flagstaff.
For 60 years, Arizona native Jim Cook has been writing about the Grand Canyon State in newspapers, magazines, and books. In 2005, Jim and his brother Dean, a songwriter and storyteller, were named Arizona Culture Keepers for their work in keeping alive the lore of Arizona.
That's cool. I love you, Internet.
After a long career in journalism, Jim became the official state liar of Arizona.
Oh.
He is the director of the Wickenburg Institute for Factual Diversity, which is a think tank for recreational liars and a treatment center for recovering newspapermen.
Factual diversity.
He also edits the institute organ, the Journal of Prevarication. Long-term reader of Jim's tall tales often complain that they can't tell where the truth ends and the lies begin.
Oh, Jim.
It said half a sack of cats is factual. It tells of Jim's unlikely childhood in Arizona, as Arizona used to be. Very cool.
I like it. All right, Jim. I think I've been inspired by you to do a better drawing.
To read half a sack of cats?
To do better drawing than some of these. All right, I got room and time for one more. We got 7 minutes.
Sang Sub is here, and he has an interesting factoid. He said he noticed a difference from his own yearbook. In old yearbooks in his country, everyone was photographed facing forward.
Now they're all looking to the future.
Interesting. Yeah, not very many in this book are facing forward. They're all, they go right, they go left, but honestly, not a one faces forward that I've seen.
Thought about being a spy or a linotype operator.
Well, there you go.
That's a fork in the road. Which way do you go?
How do you decide?
All right.
Yeah, that's interesting. Nobody in this entire yearbook is facing forward.
All right. In fact, most of them seem to be looking towards the right. All right, the happy ones. Okay, we've got our final person, Frank Tompkins. Good old Frank Tompkins from Camp Verde. He's not wearing a tie. Dude's going casual.
Yeah, I like him.
All right, I'm going to give him number 3. All right, Frankie, here we go. Timer, check.
Oh, timer. Okay, it's we only have 5 minutes left in the show, so this is it, peeps.
This is it.
Yeah, he does. He looks like trouble. Jennifer Kenkelfritz mentioned he has a mischievous sort of look about him. Yeah. You know what it is? It looks like he's about to laugh. Right?
Somebody farted.
Or maybe it was probably him.
His name seems too generic for you to find anything out about him.
Frank Tompkins.
What do you think?
I mean, Camp Verde is just on the edge of Flagstaff, so he's sort of a local. But it's a smaller town. So going to Flagstaff, if you're from Camp Verde, is probably like going to the big city. Yeah, he's cute. He's got sort of like a slanty ear, like his ears are going. Yes, he reminds of Eddie Haskell.
Yeah, he does.
From Leave It to Beaver.
He does have an Eddie Haskell vibe. He has those ears go out like
sideways.
Elf ears.
Yeah.
So, are you trying to research him, or you just?
No, I don't think there's any point. I mean, that name is. I mean, that's a name that could exist today.
That's true.
Funnily enough, the little assistant we have who compiles the last week's art film, he's a Tompkins. And he's from Arizona. I wonder if they're related.
That's true. I think he's a Thumpkins, though, isn't he?
No, I don't.
What about this collar of the shirt, though? I'm sort of intrigued by it. It's almost like a chef's thing.
Well, he's got like a sweater with
is that what it is?
collared shirt peeking out of the sweater.
Oh, that's what's going on. Okay, you're right.
Again, he has sort of a square chin, which I think you kind of missed. I would say that's one of his marks of distinction.
Quite right. I think I'd rectify that a bit. I made him a little more cross-eyed than I think he probably was. Yeah, this is hair is a weird texture. It's like both greased and wavy, spiky.
It's the lighting. He's cute. He's in the prime of his life, sophomore in college. Life is good. For
Busted out of Camp Verde. So, one thing, I think I've mentioned this before, I don't draw teeth.
Yeah, teeth are hard.
Sorry, no, they're not needed. Don't draw individual teeth. They will not do you well.
Yeah, they can definitely
get
take a turn for the worse.
You get the jack-o'-lantern look.
I mean, his smile is you can't really, unlike some of the others where the smile is the protagonist. I think this guy, it's like his eyes.
He's like a Mona Lisa.
Well, and the fact that he's dressed a bit more casually really tells you something about him, right? He's not taking himself too seriously, this guy.
Couldn't afford a tie. All right, that's sort of more or less him in a weird way, in a disturbing way. All right. Yeah, this is fun. I'm not.
You want to show your whole page?
Yeah, I'm not super excited about my page, but you know.
You know, you had a week off last week. Maybe you're a little rusty.
I was doing a lot of drawing on my week off, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, today I'm just not feeling it so much. It's okay. I think I went down a few weird paths with these colors too. I should have stuck to gray and white. But anyway, regret is just another form of education. All right. That was fun.
I think you kind of started strong, and then
I feel like the best one I did was this one.
Which one? The coach?
No, the writer Jim Cook.
Oh,
that's my favorite one, actually.
really?
Although I like this. I like this,
the first one.
I like the arts. This engineering guy too. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was fun. We had a good time, right?
You know,
we wasted another hour.
I think that time is never wasted.
That's true.
But I think it is. It's like you let your brain do a wander, have some travel, and I'm thinking about people and what they were doing is.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
I like thinking about their stories.
So we want to see your 1957 yearbook pictures. Please share them on the schoolyard or on Facebook or on Instagram and tag it #SBS Draw With Me. #SBS stands for Sketchbook School. SBS Draw With Me, and then we will add your portraits to our cavalcade. What else? Tomorrow I have an essay coming out that I'm quite pleased with. I wrote it on the road, and you can sign up for it and get it for free, dannysessays.com. I think you'll enjoy it. And please subscribe to this channel. Give us a thumbs up. If you do, then the whole world will know about what we're doing here in this quiet corner of the internet. And then soon we'll have billions of people drawing. The world will be a better, kinder, more beautiful place, right?
Of course.
So
it doesn't take much to move the needle.
Just keep clicking. I mean, we're already at...
Just be nice and draw.
We've got a lot of subscribers. Not all of them show up to draw with me, unfortunately, but I'm sure they'll watch the recording. If you're watching the recording now, you can still share your drawing. Sometimes we just saw a person who's drawing all 5 years of Draw With Me.
I don't think I can recommend that.
She's going back to the very beginning and drawing every one we've done for 5 years. There's like hundreds of them.
Yeah. You
don't have to do that. You can just show up next Thursday, draw with us live, have fun, or watch the recording, or do whatever the heck you want. Thanks for spending some time with us. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.